Hey everybody, how are you doing tonight? What is it? It's a Tuesday night. We're doing FMTV Weekly on a Tuesday night. Something a little out of the ordinary. It's just you and me. But it was a fortuitous time to maybe think about doing a Tuesday night show because some news dropped today. So we're going to talk about Pozuelo today. And of course, I put in the title because as of this morning, I was prepared to just, bitch and moan about Higuain, and we can still do that. But, now we have some fun stuff to talk about with Pozuelo possibly coming to, or from all accounts, definitely coming to Inter Miami. But anyways, join me tonight in the chat. It's just you and me, so we'll go as long as we feel like. As long as you're active, we'll keep it going. So get live in the chat. We'll say hi to everybody in just a minute as you start piling in, start saying hello. And while we wait for you guys to pile in and get in there, let me find my little Caneswear image. So everybody needs to go to Caneswear. Caneswear had a great sale this weekend. If you did not follow us on Twitter, you should be following us on Twitter, and then also you should be following Caneswear on Twitter as well, because they had a 25% off discount on all Inter Miami gear at their store all weekend long. So go there now. The 25% deal is over, but they still have great deals. I'm seeing some of the messages. Some great prices there on all your Inter Miami gear. So go to Caneswear. All right, so I'm seeing a few people just popping in the chat. Again, if you already were in the chat before, I didn't see it. Maybe I should just pull up the old YouTuber thing here on my phone too, so I can see some of the people that may have been in here before. Let's see, and let me find the show. Here we go. I just want to see if I missed anything here. And here we go. So on this show, just a FYI, guys, we're also, like we have been the last couple weeks, we're also, broadcasting on Facebook and all the other kind of places. So Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. And this was kind of a surprise. I mean, doing the show tonight, Ed and I kind of talked about it over the weekend. Thinking, everybody wants to spend their time with their family on the 4th of July, so you should, everybody should do that, and then, we'll just do a makeup show for everybody. Anybody that wants to join in, and we'll do it today. It looks like Joseph Jeem was just noticing that he got some notifications, and that's a thing too. Hit those notifications. Hit the bell icon so that you're notified anytime we do a surprise show. You never know. We could just decide if there's news or something. We could just decide to do a show and pop in and talk about it and hang out. So make sure you like and subscribe and hit that bell notification and all that. All right, so far we only have a few people in the chat, but everybody, if anybody else is watching, please say hello. And we've got a new Weissman in here from up in Atlanta. I said it to you since I met you at Drive Pink. What did you say to me? Oh, you said to me about Higuain. I'm sure that's what you're talking about. And Joseph Jeem is in here as well. He says his notification just popped up. Bruno Panizzo, as always, and everybody's favorite photographer, Chris Arjun. Also, I'm messing around with different lighting and different camera today, just playing around with some different stuff, so it might look a little bit different. I might look washed out. I don't think I have the lighting just right either. Doofster is in. Happy 4th to you as well. So, news came out today that Alejandro Pozuelo from Toronto is going to be leaving Toronto and coming to Inter Miami. So apparently we're paying $150,000 in TAM money, and to rent him for the year, right? Because his Pozuelo's deal expires in the end of this year. So he actually, from what I was reading, he wanted to renew in Toronto. But Toronto has other plans. Toronto's going like all Italian. They're getting they got 2 Italian players. They're going for a third. It sounds like. So they're going for that Italian look. But One World, One Goal just pops in. Peter's on the 55-inch TV, looking good. All right, well, thanks. And yes, we hope you had a good 4th as well. So Pozuelo's the number 10 we've been looking for. Maybe, right? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Also, you can leave a voicemail as soon as I find the phone number. And you can leave a voicemail at 786-474-4435. A little clunkier today when I'm doing it all by myself. Ed he works nights during the week. So that's why he rarely could do a weekday show. And the Monday show that we did that once so far, we'll do it again. The Nerd Show, he happens to get home a little earlier, so we could do it at that time on Mondays. But so anytime you're wondering, where's Ed? If we do a weekday show, that's where he is. That's why. And, I'm here. I'm always here. I don't leave my house a whole lot other than to see Inter Miami games. So, I'm ready, always ready. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think of Pozuelo? I think it's a good deal. I think it's, for the amount of money that they're paying. They're not, he's going to be a DP, so that uses up the DP left by Matuidi. Couldn't remember his name. He's been gone so long. So that Matuidi DP spot will be taken by Pozuelo, and Pozuelo's had a good year. I was reading. I think he's got 4 goals so far. He's playing well. So we're getting. He's the 2020 MVP Player of the Year in that kind of shrunken season that they played up in Orlando. So he did well. So I think it's a steal. So I was actually, while I was looking around and stuff like that, I saw there's what's his name? Tom Bogert. He's a MLS insider type of guy, and he posted this lineup. Potential 11 for Inter Miami. So I would maybe make a few changes to this, but this is a possibility of what our lineup could look like. So I would take out Mabika and put Ryan Saylor in there. If Saylor dips a little bit, you throw Mabika back in there. But Saylor's been solid, so I would keep him there. And then we're talking Mata, Gregory, Pozuelo sitting on top of them, with Lassiter on the left, on the right, and Vasilev on the left, with Campana in the middle. The guy I feel bad for in this situation is Bryce Duke. Bryce Duke, I think, has been playing so good to where I'm like thinking, okay, I got a jersey. I want to put a name on the back. Maybe I put Duke on the back. I mean, a young star, growing into his own. He's the one that would suffer in this lineup, but. I mean, you could put him on the wing in place of, say, Vasilev or something like that. But this also sees that you see Taylor. Robert Taylor's not in this mix either. So, Bruno Panizzo chiming in. I would start Gibbs at left back and start McVeigh at left center back. I still like Saylor. And Gibbs hasn't shown enough. I mean, he's hurt all the time. I'm ready to say goodbye to Gibbs. I'm tired of all the old guys. I'm just tired of all the old guys. Now, Pozuelo's 30, so he's getting up there, but he's still got years left in him. So he's still I think, young enough. One World, One Goal is asking, so is this dude a good fit? We will find out. People saying Chris Henderson looking like a genius move. So that's why I think it's a good move, because they're renting him basically for half a season. So if he plays well, if it fits well, then we go ahead and sign him, renew his contract. Because for everything I was reading, he wanted to renew his contract in Toronto. So that means he wants to stay in MLS. And Miami's not a bad place to live. I mean, Spaniard guy, he'll fit right in down here. So Jet Pancake thinks it's an amazing signing, actually incredible. So, and what I like about this lineup too is there's no Higuain, and that's really where my mind was while I was watching the game yesterday, is how he just standing around up there, just walking around, standing around, not doing a whole lot. I didn't see him get too frustrated, so he's holding his emotions in check, which I liked. But right when I saw the lineup for the FC Dallas game, I saw the lineup come out, and I thought to myself, they're not trying to win this game. They're starting Higuain. They're not even trying to win this game. No effort. Because he puts in no effort, really, at this point. He, just complains. And then I think, okay, he should move back into the 10 role because he's older and he can still pass. And even then, he sometimes screws up. So, and if you think about it, if he was in that game at the end, and while I was watching this, I'm thinking to myself, would, the goal that Campana scored, would Higuain have scored that goal? Because Taylor did all the hard work, and Campana just had to be in the right place and finish it. So would Higuain have had scored that goal? I lean towards no, because I don't think he would have been in the right position. And the team just looked better. Everything looked better when he came on the field. So, I need to see Duke out there more too as well. Exactly. Bruno is saying, nope, he would be 20 yards back. Exactly. He would be trailing. He would not be in position. We've got a voicemail, so let's. I'm going to lean on you guys as much as you want to contribute. As always, whenever this is your show, so let's. I'm going to, especially when it's just you and me. I can ramble. We all know that, but in these cases, I need you. So call in 786-474-4435. I can't read. All right, let's go to a voicemail here.
Hey, what's up, Peter? How are you? This is Doofster calling in. I'm actually on my way from the airport here in Fort Lauderdale going home. I had the pleasure of spending 4th of July up in Nashville. I was there with my parents, and I invited my dad to go to the Nashville-Portland game, which I was extremely impressed by. We went there, we were wearing our Inter Miami shirts, and we had so many people, talking to us about the team and about Higuain and giving us their opinions. But one of the things that struck me the most was the stadium and how beautiful and packed that stadium was. And it kind of made me a little jealous, I have to say. I think one of the biggest problems of the ownership group at this point is how to bring back the fair weather fans of Miami. And of course, that's what's getting results. But we had such a up and down last 3 years that I think it's driven away a lot of the fans. And I'm very interested to see how, with all the sanctions, how the ownership what they can do. I think having Campana in is fantastic because he's becoming every day the star of our show. But it'd be really interesting to see if we can start packing and filling that stadium up again. Anyways, happy 4th of July to everyone, and thanks for having me.
All right, great call. Thanks. I love hearing somebody new. I mean, Doofster's in the chat all the time, but new to calls. So thanks. And listening while driving, I like it. So fill in the stadium. So I knew. So my buddies Ed and Julio, the three of us, for years, we kind of behind the scenes did what we could to work on bringing an MLS team to South Florida. At times, I lost faith. Julio never lost faith. Julio Caballero, he was the main founder of Southern Legion, and but we would always get into like little arguments about how will we pack the stadium, and I think my Miami brethren, always felt like we get a team, we're going to fill it. And I kept always saying, well, hold your horses there. We don't fill any stadium really for any sport for that matter, unless they're winning every game. We have very fair-weathered fans. You could always, the argument is always that there's so many other things to do in South Florida, but I don't know. I call BS to that because I hear Nashville's great and there's a lot of good things to do there as well. So I call BS on that. But there are fair weather fans. Maybe it's the fact that it's such a commuter, or not even commuter, but so many people moving to South Florida for so many different areas that, whether it be from different parts of the country or different countries themselves, they all have their own allegiances to their other teams. So many times. Like I see this guy reporting about Pozuelo, and apparently he just reports on a lot of soccer, right? And so and he's just getting all this hate from people that not about so much Miami as much as just MLS. You lost me at MLS. So you've got a lot of people like that still too, which stinks. But obviously it's not a league-wide problem. But down here we have so many people, I think, that they feel like they know football better than everybody else, and they're only going to go and support the best of the best. And so if we're not winning, they're not showing up. And now and again, with my two buddies, we have this continued argument that they feel that, well, when Miami Freedom Park is built, they will come. I don't know if I buy that either. I mean, baseball fans aren't going to Marlins Park. Now, I know that's got its own set of problems. And I don't think it's so much an ownership problem. Is there things that the ownership could do to get more fans out? Maybe. I don't know. I do know that they kind of look at things and they think, well, part of the reasons that people aren't showing up is the gas prices. That may play a part. So I hear a lot of kind of what you might consider excuses. But I always knew we would be middle of the pack to the, or just lower middle as far as attendance. But we've been damn rock bottom, which stinks. It's really, really bad. Bruno is saying only the Heat games would get packed when we had the Three Kings. Those were great times. Yeah, I went to one game. I've been to one Miami Heat game ever in my life, and we did have all three of the three big name players at that time. So that was a lot of fun to see. Going back to Pozuelo, Richard Greenberg, who is in Toronto, says we are getting a great player. How do you feel, Richard, about losing him? Because they're planning on bringing in another player. Bernadeschi is the player that is rumored to be going to Toronto to fill that spot. How do you feel about that? Is that a nice upgrade in your opinion? It seems like most people feel that way. But again, I think he might be who we need. Jay Kingdon, from Inter Miami CF podcast checking in, and he is happy about the pick. Pozuelo. Yeah, and I'm sure I'm going to butcher his name from time to time. And apparently, reading in the chat, there's a large Italian community in Toronto. So, and yes, apparently Pozuelo is not in Bob Bradley's plans. So he's got to go. And again, we're getting him. I think fairly cheap, $150,000, not bad. Bruno chiming in again, saying the only thing I'm worried about is being height challenged if Pozuelo and Duke start. Yeah, I mean, that was the one thing I remember seeing when Toronto came to town. You guys had a few short guys out there. You had that I forgot his name, a little blonde guy that was real short out there, just zipping around and stuff. I think that was Toronto. Anyways, you had a few short players out there. Doofster with a question, and this I heard from a Nashville fan. They think Campana will be going back to Wolves after this performance and after the World Cup. He asked me if Miami could buy the pass. Thoughts? So they do have an option, from what I understand, but they still got to come to terms. And I think if Campana plays in the World Cup, we're not getting him. So as much as we want him to do well, I'm kind of rooting for him to not get chosen for the World Cup, because it makes him a lot more affordable, and we definitely need him back. I mean, if he doesn't come back, then they need to find some other big signing. But what's great is he's the right fit for at this time, and we know he's working. So. Jay jumping in again. Much needed Number 10, phenomenal move by Hendo. So that's the thing I was talking to my wife about, is that so often with this ownership group, they don't really look within the league. They look within the league for kind of like your role fillers, you know, some of your maybe some defenders or some, you know, people to fill the gap, depth, right? That's really where they'll look within MLS. They don't really look within MLS so very often for game changers. They always want to go and get the big name flashy signing. And this is a signing that knows MLS, and there's value to that. This guy knows the league. He knows what it takes to. He's played 4 years up in Toronto. He knows the ins and outs of the league. He understands the travel. I mean, he gets it. So, and he's a solid player. So I think there's real value in just and Henderson knows that. That's the kind of thing Henderson did in Seattle. So yeah, I think that this is definitely a Henderson move for sure, because the previous regime, and I think the ownership tends to just want to go for the glitz and glamour of the big names. And I am, they still want to bring in a player like that for sure. All right, looking at the chat again. Richard Greenberg saying, yeah, they are short, because Insigne is short too at 5'4". Dude, it's short. All right, everybody, give a call, 786-474-4435. Going back to what I call the name of the show, because again, when I created the thumbnail this morning, I had no idea about Pozuelo. Have you given up on Higuain? Funny thing, as I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, I was in the team store at the stadium, the bigger team store, the one on the west side. And they had a whole bunch of new T-shirts that had a number 10 Higuain on the back. So it was like a T-shirt. I didn't even really pick it up to look at what the front looked like. I assumed the front was just a logo or something like that on the chest maybe. I didn't look at it. But he had Higuain on the back and number 10. It was a T-shirt. They had a whole bunch of them. This is something new that they brought in. And I thought, I took a look at this and I just said to my wife, well, that's a waste of money. Who's going to buy those? So unless you're just an Argentinian and you just want to support your guy. But are you guys with me? Have you given up on Higuain? For me, he's now just come in off the bench and coming in off the bench, not removing necessarily Campana, but let them work together. That did happen once this year, and I liked it. All right, what else are we talking about in the chat? Chris Menendez is asking about thoughts on passing on Gareth Bale. So I heard Neville said that they passed on him, but I've also read reports that he chose LA, that he wanted to go to LA, so that, there was a lot more business opportunities and things like that for him out there. So I don't know. I don't know how much of it is a pass and how much of it was his decision. And then, Neville says, we pass on to save face. I don't know. But it would have been nice to see Gareth Bale in the pink shirts for sure. Something to be concerned about. Richard Greenberg says Bob Bradley wasn't a fan of Pozuelo's defense. So that could be a concern here too. But luckily we, have Gregory in the midfield who can and Mata, who could both play that defensive role in the midfield, so that Pozuelo doesn't have to do as much. I'm curious, how is Pozuelo's attitude, Richard? How is his? Because that's the thing with Higuain. His attitude sucked. So how is does he pout when people screw up the pass or don't make the play that he's expecting him to make? Ed says he agrees. Listening to Henderson, he makes it sound like Inter didn't want Bale. Yeah, look at that. Ed's listening in while he works. Yeah, I don't know. But again, I read some articles where it said he was, you never know. You never know where these, where the truth lies. At the end of the day, he's not here. We got to work with what we have. Do you guys feel that having Pozuelo on the team with the lineup that we have, with Drake Callender lighting things up in the goal, who expected that? I mean, when Drake started coming in, in games, I was like, oh God, because he wasn't good, but he really is coming to his own. So with this lineup, Higuain, playing a supporting role, how do you feel? Do you feel confident with that lineup that this team can get into the playoffs? Is Pozuelo the missing piece? I think it could. It'll be, and look, if they make it to the playoffs, all the Neville haters are going to have to shut up because he's not going anywhere. Michelle Kaufman, according to Jeff Pancake, did say they were in talks, so I'm not sure if Chris or Phil was genuine. Richard is saying as far as Pozuelo's attitude, it's pretty good. I don't remember seeing him as a problem during games. Good. Happy to hear that. Bruno is saying he agrees with me. Higuain is only effective enough to close out winning games for the final 15, 20 minutes at most, whether he likes it or not. He might have great soccer IQ, but can't run anymore. Yeah, I mean, he's when he's on the field. I know I was watching. I'm keyed in on his body language. I watch Higuain's body language more than anybody. I just want to rag on him, I guess. I just want to pick on his body language. And I see anytime the defenders for Dallas touch the ball, he's just telling his team, like, go this way, go that way, go this way. So he's trying to coach on the field, telling everybody else what to do, but yet really doesn't do it himself as he's walking around. I agree. Final 10, 15 minutes. And he apparently complained that he wanted more playing time. Yeah, well, we all want it, but you're not showing it on the field. And he's got to, deep down, if he looks past his ego, he's got to know that. He's been in the game long enough. He's seen other players. He was the young, hungry player at one time. He's got to know that he's at the tail end of his career and just enjoy it then. Be the role player. Be the coach behind the coach. Be the cheerleader. Use your experience in a positive way to support your team. Show them what a true professional looks like on his way out. I mean, we've overpaid for him, but, So this is another thing. I read it, and Jay's hitting on this. Join a team on the outside of the playoffs. This is about Bale. Or join the best team in the league. Bale wants to win trophies and play with talent to prep for the World Cup, and LA is one of the safer bets. So that was the other thing. I was reading about as well. Same thing is he wanted to go to a team that's winning. He wants to get a lot of playing time, but not just playing times. He still wants to win. So he wasn't coming here for a project. So I that's why I don't know if I buy the whole we passed on him. All right, looks like we got another voicemail. One world, one goal left a voicemail. Richard is speaking about Pozuelo, that last season was tough on him, out of shape, went through a bad divorce, and his family was in Spain. He looked much better this year. Unfortunately, didn't fit in Bob Bradley's system. So, yeah, I've heard he's been playing a lot. Yeah, he's playing, I think, more in the wing, though, right? And all right, so let's go to the voicemail.
Hey, Peter, and where's Uncle Ed? I know he's got to work, though. Actually, I'm over in Sarasota. I had to watch the game on Twitter while I was watching Downton Abbey, the movie. That's like up there with PBS. This is Italia, by the way. So I actually don't really have anything to say. I had like a major travel, hectic running around stuff, but I hope everyone had a wonderful 4th. And yes, Peter, you do look very handsome on this beautiful brand new 55-inch TV that I had to take over and tell everyone that we have to watch this now. And I got a new tablet, so I have you on like 3 devices. Oh, by the way, I did enjoy that nice little zipping around kind of run in the 89th minute, but apparently I didn't miss too much with the game, except for I did see the goal, and Ray Hudson looked like he really enjoyed that one. And anyway, Diego Cerna's 17, got to bring him up. He's doing great. He put out a whole new video for the escuela that he opened up, that school in Spanish, Peter. And he opened up his own little school at Miraflores, which is about a 103-year-old park, the most historic park in Medellin. You should know where that is because you go down there once in a while. And so it's like a factory for making fantastic soccer players. So Futbol, as you know it's called. Okay, so we love you guys. Love the show. Talk to you soon. Have a great week. Ciao for now.
Yeah, no, I don't know that park. I do need to get back to Medellin soon, though. So I just put a chat in the chat. I put a chat in the chat. I forgot to mention, I wanted to ask you guys to do something. It's not showing up on my comment thing, but hopefully you guys see it in the chat. We've been nominated for an award, and I think you all need to vote for us. Just saying. It's the least you could do, as Ed might say. So I think everybody, for the month of July, you have this month to do it. But so every account that you have, every email account, every whatever account that you have, go to World Soccer Talk and go to the World Soccer Talk. I should actually pull this up. And let's go to World Soccer Talk together and show what you should be doing. So here's World Soccer Talk. This is our buddy's website, and that had nothing to do with us being nominated, but regardless. So where is it? Oh, this is I have it. See, the thing is, I have it saved on. Oh, here it is. World Soccer. No, here it is. World Soccer. So go World Soccer Talk Awards. Go there and scroll down. And you're going to see Best Fan YouTube page. You're going to want to click on that. And you're going to want to vote for Futbol Miami TV. I already did. We're getting killed right now by some English Premier League YouTube channels. So we need your help. We need to win this, or at least put in a good fight. Right, so I mean, we're up against I know Arsenal Fan TV's got I think over 1 million subscribers, right? So it's an uphill battle for us. But everybody here needs to go and vote. We've only got 12 votes. Not a lot of people voting on this, but it's great. Send a lot of traffic to World Soccer Talk, so that's always good to help out World Soccer Talk and our friends there. So go and vote. Thank you, Bruno. Bruno voted. So yeah, it was a nice honor. The Best Fan YouTube channel for 2022. We're nominated. So all right. Bruno is, again, he's talking about better runs from Rodriguez, though, and he's learned to trust his teammates and pass them the ball quicker. Coach keeps talking about how Emerson got so much talent, and he's just very, very raw. And, yeah, you see sometimes he makes these great runs and does a really good job, but he gives the ball away too much. So time will tell. And Chris Menendez is asking what the link is. Let me see if I can chat it again. Chat the link, paste, boom. See if it'll pop in. If you guys can see, I'm in there as my other account. Let's see if it'll pop in there for you guys to click that link. Yes, Bruno, you should go to Medellin. Medellin's a great place. I need to probably go there in the next couple months. We're hiring a bunch of people over there, so I need to get over there and do that. All right, so guys, I think I might start wrapping it up. It was a lot of fun tonight. We complained a lot about Higuain. We were excited about Pozuelo. I'm just curious when they're going to make that official. No official comment so far, but Everybody's tweeting about it, so it's got to be right. And one quick thing is we're going up. The team is playing Orlando this weekend. And so Orlando just got beat. How many goals was in that game? Like an 8-goal game. I'm looking for that. I didn't watch the game, but I saw the ticker talking about. Yeah, they just lost to DC United, 5-3, and DC is at the bottom of the table. DC is 13th out of 14 teams, and so either Orlando had a really bad day, or they're ripe for the picking right now. So it's a good time to play Orlando. They could, they could be vulnerable right now, maybe. So Inter Miami plays up there. Hopefully, a lot of you guys are going to go drive up there to Orlando to see the game. Go with either of your favorite supporters clubs, whether that be Southern Legion or Siege or Vice City. Those are the three that I'm familiar with. One World, One Goal is saying someone called the game Sun Pacifico. That was cute. Yeah, that's all right. Thank you, Aldo, for voting. Share it on your social media. Tell everybody, vote for FMTV. So what are the predictions? Chris Menendez is asking predictions for Saturday. So I think on this channel, I think we always go safe with because we want Inter Miami to win, and so I know Ed is a fan of 2-1, and I feel like that could be realistic. 2-1, maybe. Can we score 2 goals against Orlando? I think we can. If DC can score 5, we could score 2. Bruno prefers Sunshine Classico, and he agrees 2-1. I think that's the most popular vote for people in general. When you're picking scores, I think most people go with 2-1 for your team, right? So I think we could win. And then the the next couple of games after that. So where am I doing? Let's go to Inter Miami real quick. Look up the schedule. I know we play Philly. Schedule. We play Philly on Wednesday coming up soon. I do. And scroll. So we Saturday we're playing Orlando. Then we come back home on the 13th against Philadelphia, and then 3 days later at Drive Pink we're playing Charlotte. And then 3 days after that we're playing Barcelona. How many people going to see Barcelona? You guys all get your Barcelona tickets? I'm going. I got my seats. It's MRG is asking right what we're talking about. What's our opinion on Barca versus Inter Miami and Charlotte versus Inter Miami? So we should beat Charlotte. I mean, you just should. The guys over there, Charlotte, you got to if you haven't gone to Charlotte. Although they are ahead of us in the standings. If you haven't checked out, what is it? CLTFC Fan TV, something like that. I was on their show once. Good guys. Go check out their YouTube channel over in Charlotte. It's just a hard name to remember for me at least. So. So I think we should win that, and then look, Barcelona game is just fun. It's just fun to see a big name club in your stadium. We're gonna lose, but as long as they have fun, and we see that's the night you're gonna see. Doofster was talking about seeing that stadium packed. That's the night you're gonna see the stadium packed. The Barcelona game, expensive seats though, expensive seats for everybody. All right, everybody. Here it is. Yes. CLTV. No. Fan TV. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, good guys, though. go check out their YouTube channel, and I'm sure they'll talk some smack about Inter Miami and the upcoming week or two. And sounds like Chris Menendez might be going to the game. So, anyways, hope to see everybody out there at the games. I'm going to, I think, check one more time. Nope, no more calls. I'm going to wrap this up. 40 minutes. That's good for a solo show in the middle of the week. Thanks, everybody, for playing along and joining in with this chat. It was a lot of fun. And we will see you next week. So please like, share, and subscribe, and make sure to go to worldsoccertalk.com and vote for Futbol Miami TV. Tell everybody to vote. And also, if you're interested, this is a little bit different, but Ed and I had fun, and I know the people that joined in had fun. On next Monday, we should be doing our nerd show. So check for that. So Sunday, we'll have FMTV Weekly, and then we should have our nerd show on the Monday after that. So two nights in a row of me and Ed coming at you. Some different topics, different kind of stuff, but having fun with you guys. And so check back then. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you next week.